Hello everybody, Dokkan here, welcome to another Dokkan battle video. So, we got the boy, Super Saiyan Gohan, that has the reversible exchange, of course, with the Goten and Trunks. We're gonna test them out at 55%, full level 1 links. We'll see how these guys look, and see how well they perform. So, of course, we're gonna start off with Gohan here. The leader skill for them is Hybrid Saiyans, Youth, or Defenders of Justice category, Ki +3, 200% to stats, well, 200% to HP. Attack and defense plus 170%. Then they get the additional HP, attack and defense plus 50% for characters who also belong to the Siblings Bond, Bond of Parent and Child, or Bond of Friendship categories. Pretty mouthful there. So we got the 12 key here. We're raising attack for 4 turns, causes immense colossal damage to the enemy, and raises chances of performing a critical hit plus 10% for 4 turns, which is pretty big, right? And then we also got this one, right? Raises defense for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to the enemy, and raises chances of performing a critical hit by 58% for 1 turn. So do keep in mind that that is basically these guys getting the 18 key. You're going to easily get that. And then, of course, in their passive, they have built-in additional. So you could see this man get to like 68%. Crit chance. And then of course this one in particular is for 4 turns, so technically speaking, after they come back, you're going to see that this man right here is going to be stacking that crit chance for at least those 4 turns. So on the second appearance for this guy, he will have that 20% crit chance if he does some additional super attacks, and then we get the 18 key again. That's going to be 78% crit chance right there for the character itself. So he's going to be looking mighty fine there. So let's go and check his passive real quick. So he gets 200% attack and defense at the start of the turn. He launches an additional super, and then he gets 3 key per keys we obtain. Pretty strong, right? Then we're getting defense plus 250% when receiving an attack. For 1 turn for the character's entry turn, we're getting 40% damage reduction, and we're providing support to the allies. 30% attack and defense, pretty strong. We love to see it, right? Just providing support to the team. Really, really strong ability there. In addition to that, when there's another Hybrid Saiyans or Bond of Parent and Child category ally on the team, we're getting 7 key. We're getting 200%, 7 key, 250% attack when attacking. All allies are getting 30% attack and defense, and we're getting a chance of performing a critical hit plus 15% to the allies. So that support that we're providing there is pretty helpful, due to the fact that these bosses are getting a lot tankier. They need a lot more attack power, and this helps a lot. When we're collecting 1 key sphere, 1 or more rainbow key sphere, we're getting 200% defense, we're getting 38% damage reduction, we're launching an additional super attack, and we're getting 200% attack when attacking. That was just 1 rainbow key sphere. That's pretty strong. Now here comes the shenanigans here, right? With 12 or more INT key spheres obtained, or with 5 rainbow key spheres, we're getting that extra 258% defense and damage reduction. It's gonna be permanent, it seems. Like, it can be activated once only, but it's gonna be permanent. And then of course all allies getting attack and defense plus 58% for 2 turns, self-excluded. That, in addition to this right here, is just going to be super strong. And then of course, when there are 2 or more other Hybrid Saiyans category allies on the team, starting from the 3rd turn from the character's entry turn, we can be able to meet with Super Saiyan Trunks and Super Saiyan Goten for the reversible exchange. So let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to be tackling the extreme side of the boss rush. I'm going to, of course, leave some of these intros off, so that way we can be able to see our boy shows up with the reversible exchange, right? So this unit is not gonna need any crit. There's no need for you guys to give him any crit whatsoever, because he's gonna basically explode with crit by doing the 12 key and the 18 key. So right off the gate, we are pretty close to getting the rainbow key spheres, right? But we are only able to collect 1, which is good. And then we're also going to be getting all those buffs there. So starting off, this is the friend one, so he has some pretty legs built in here. 353k defense there. Pretty solid there. We'll do this right here. I also brought in the LR INT Super Saiyan 2 Super ECA Gohan for the orb changing. That orb changing is going to be very useful for us here. So no dodge. That's fine. We shouldn't do too much. Yeah. 33 million right off the gate. This is 55%. So that's pretty strong there. Then we're getting the additional there. Do keep in mind that with the intro buff, we're getting that extra damage reduction, but we're supporting the rotation here. So everybody in the team is going to be looking mighty fine there. Then we get another additional. That extra additional, did it come from a hidden potential system? Because he doesn't have any other like additionals built in. He does have the super attack, and then we're also getting the additional super attack if we do collect the rainbow key sphere. So it's that has to be like the hidden potential system additional that he might have given with like equips or something like that. Do keep in mind that the new stage is for the Perfect Cooperation Team Battle, and I believe the what is it? It's the Training in the Clouds event. You can be able to exchange some of the medals in there or the treasure items for equipment for Hybrid Saiyans, which is also very good. So we're at 303k defense. This is of course our Gohan, so he's gonna be a little bit lesser in terms of stats. So let's see how our boy looks here. We also want to try to get the additional key spheres for Goku so he can be able to provide us that extra support there. Alright, let me pause here real quick because I want to target Samasu. I want to see if we can be able to just get some more time with him, and I don't want to obliterate Goku Black this quickly. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. So let's do this right here. We're going to collect our rainbow key sphere pretty easily. We'll do this, and of course I'll provide the orbs here for Path to Power so he can be able to get that extra support here. Because of the fact that Goten and Trunks are in the card art itself, by the way, almost 30 million, and in the name itself, because they count as kid, they are on the youth team. Which means that this Path to Power Kid Goku is also be able to provide those extra buffs by just collecting the support, right? Actually, well, it's for all allies if I'm not mistaken. There's also the Pan right here providing that extra support. If we did have the STR Pan, it would have been so much better because STR Pan it's goated, right? It's a pretty goated individual. Just getting that extra support for the team, especially for the youth characters. But of course, with one of the units, we're going to be using the active skill for the Goten and Trunks, which, by the way, once we get there, we should be getting closer, actually. So let me start doing that right here. Start changing into the audio in-game so that we can hear the reversible change stuff going on. Okay, nice Path to Power, nice dodge there. Hey Davon, how's it going? New fights are something. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. So we'll be able to attempt them soon. So let's see right here. Right now we're at 217k. Let's put them on slot 1 here. Do I want to... We can catch a glimpse of what Goten and Trunks can do, which, by the way, I love the reversible change here with them. They look pretty cool. So let's check the details for Goten and Trunks, which are going to be pretty crucial to check out. So with their 12 key, they raise attack and defense for 4 turns, causes colossal damage to the enemy. And then, of course, with the 18 key, they're raising attack for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to the enemy, raises superclass analysis attack by 50% for the turn, and they are greatly raised. They have a great chance of raising superclass analysis defense for 1 turn as well. So good stuff there. Then we also have their passive here. They can be able to do the reversible exchange, we just did. They get Ki +5, defense plus 100%. They have a 30% chance of performing a critical hit. Then they have a 70% chance to launch an additional super attack. And they get an additional 2 Ki per type Ki sphere obtained. Again, pretty strong. In addition to that, with a Ki sphere obtained, they're getting a 77% chance to dodge for the turn. Very strong. With 2 or more type Ki sphere obtained, they're getting attack plus 100% when attacking, and of course defense plus 100% when getting hit. With 4 or more type Ki spheres obtained, they're getting an additional super attack, and they're guarding all attacks as well. Per youth category ally on the team, we're getting 200% attack, and of course chance of evading enemies attack to plus 10%. Do keep in mind that you can be able to build this team either with hybrid Saiyans or just youth, because they do lead this team, right? We made it so that a couple of hybrid Saiyans are more fit into the team, so we're going to be able to get that extra defense. We're not going to be able to see a lot of attack power, but we do have some characters from the youth team that can fit this section right there. When receiving a super attack, they have a chance of evading enemies' attack plus 15% temporarily. They're going to be providing support within the turn, 3 Ki defense and attack plus 30%. And then, of course, youth category allies get an additional chance of evading enemies' attack plus 5% for 2 turns. Self-excluded. This support right here is so strong. You know that we're going to be bound to receiving a super attack right here. So let's go and see what we have here with these guys. I want to see if I can be able to try to get the max Ki with them, but again, with a single type Ki sphere obtained is all that we need. I will of course use the active skill for these guys on the next turn, so that way we can get some support rolling, because their active skill is going to be very strong. So, hey JBX, how's it going? Alright, again, they have a 100% chance to dodge here, so we're looking pretty good, especially if we do get a super attack coming in. So that way we can get that extra support if possible. Hey, perfect. Let's go. So we got the dodge chance. We got the support for the team. 60 million. Now, again, we have a bit more hybrid Saiyans characters on the team rather than youth characters, but we can depict the characters here, right? The Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, I guess he's teen, but he also fits on the youth team. Look at this Gotenks right here. He's also on the youth category team. Pan is also there. Path to Power Kid Goku is also there. But we do have Ultimate Gohan on the team, just as a hybrid Saiyans character. So we're also getting some defenses here and there. But this is good. We're also helping out the team in regards with a lot of support by just them doing that dodge on Super. And then of course I haven't used the active skill yet for these guys, so that could be also something there. We already saw this, but you know, we'll play it.
TRUNKS.
Now Gohan's active skill, I do want to see if I can be able to test it out a little bit later on, but Gohan's is pretty simple, of course. No, not you. If we do go ahead and check it out here, this can be activated starting, when there are 2 or more hybrid Saiyans category characters on the team, starting from the 3rd turn from the start of the battle, well, from the start of the character's entry turn, more so, or starting from the 5th turn from the start of the battle. This guy is able to massively raise his attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage to the enemy, and within the turn activated, all attacks become critical hits. And then he does change all Ki spheres to AGL, no, to INT and Rainbow. So it's the same kind of effect that the young Fu from the Heroes team had, where he's able to turn half of the Ki spheres to AGL and half to Tech. This guy's going to be the same thing. Half of the Ki spheres are going to be turning into Rainbow, half of the Ki spheres are going to be turning into INT. So this is helpful, of course, because on the section of his passive here, we can be able to get that extra defense, the extra damage reduction that is going to be very necessary. So we will keep him here just to see how well he looks here. Does he link pretty well with this guy? Well, we got some certain links active, but of course it's better to have all in the family available. We keep missing out on just getting that extra Rainbow Ki sphere. It's right there. We can make it happen, but yeah, We'll do the active skill with the Goten and Trunks next turn. We'll talk about their active skill once we come across it, but we're looking pretty strong with these guys. So yeah, look at that. Those are some nice attack stats from little Gohan. He's at 55%, so he's looking really good too. And again, those crit chances do come in clutch with giving some extra damage there. So okay, we took a little bit more damage than we actually thought. But again, that's because of the fact that the defense that we need to get from him is very important. So the orb changing is very necessary. So if we are able to do that, that'll be a lot helpful for them. So but yeah, with the active skill support that we're going to use for the next turn for Goten and Trunks, I feel like we're going to be looking a lot better. But yeah, they took quite a bit of damage. I'm very surprised. All right, so let's go. Let's see the active skill for these guys. I guess we can start moving forward into the fight. Seen a little bit more from what we needed to see, but let's go ahead and check. Of course, Goten and Trunks' active skill. Once we are able to go into the reversal exchange, these guys are able to they're able to massively raise attack temporarily. They're causing ultimate damage to the enemy. And of course, youth category allies are getting attack and defense plus 20% in battle. So it's a nice little support, a permanent support for the rest of the battle. So let's go ahead and see this animation here. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. All right, so you can see, of course, that extra support is going to come in handy here. On the next turn, if we do finish off Goku Black here, which will be favorable to do so, we can get to see Gohan's active skill on the next turn. I guess we can do this to Samasu. You know what? No, let's do it. The extra damage is always nice to have here, so we'll get the support right here and we'll move on to hopefully the next fight, so that way we can see the boy in action here. We also want to see the attack stat for these guys, because of course they are also, I think they're not getting the support, but yeah, almost 70 million. Yeah, these guys are fun, and of course once we get their links to full level 10, they're gonna be looking pretty nice, pretty strong. Was the additional. I think I haven't spoken about, yeah, I've spoken a little bit about what these guys can do, right? They dodge a super attack, they're able to provide that extra support for the allies. Per youth category character on the team, they're able to get some really nice attack power there too. So these guys are going to be looking pretty strong. So, yeah, there's the orb change there. Let's, I could do that with Gohan. So let's do this right here. I mean, Gohan can be able to collect this and that will be resourceful, but I do want to have this Gohan not be sort of a liability here. But plus, we also would want to heal a little bit. So let's do this. And let's play the active skill for this Gohan. Goten, Trunks, So there you go. You can see the orb change happen there. So now it's a little bit more like divided. It's sort of similar, if you guys remember that Young Fu when Heroes came out. He basically did the same thing with Tech and AGL key spheres here, but this is what the importance of collecting all the key spheres that he would want to get. Granted, you can be able to activate this a lot easier, just, you know, fitting the team and setting them up for the third turn. You can be able to use the active skill and just get this ability activated right then and there. So it's going to be a lot helpful for these guys. Again, do keep in mind that after you collect those key spheres, you guys saw that the allies' attacks and defense went up by 58% for the 2 turns. So it's a 2-turn support here. We're at 668k defense. We're getting some support from Pan over there at the end as well. So 70 million. I mean, we were able to collect all the key spheres that this Gohan needed, right? So he's gonna be looking a lot stronger too. The mighty impressive here. Then of course we want to see Gohan. Let's see. 35 million. Yeah, I feel that, you know, he's gonna get Super Saiyan. We're gonna get Super Saiyan 2 Gohan in the team. The physical Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, you guys know, right? My goat. He's gonna look so strong here. He's gonna be providing a lot of great help for this team. This is good, yeah. 941k defense here. Again, we're getting that extra support from Gohan in the previous turn here. So yeah, we're looking pretty strong. And of course, we're getting support from the Super ECA for the INT. From the INT Super ECA Gohan here. So 63 million again. Pretty strong. If we were to do I decided to do Gohan's as active skill because this is the 55% showcase. We want to see both of those both of those in action here. But if I were to select what would happen here, I would have chosen to do both Goten and Trunks as active skill from the friend and from the leader. So we could have gotten that extra permanent support for the youth characters. So having that support coming through really impacts the team a lot. But Gohan's support is also pretty massive there. 58% in comparison to like 20% for the rest of the battle. You know, you would select the 20% for the rest of the battle. So just everybody gets help. But yeah, that's pretty good. So, you know, looking at this unit, he looks pretty strong there, man. I like him. I like him a lot. So let's do this right here. We can also swap into our Goten and Trunks and see how well they look here too. We'll do this right here. Gohan can be able to capture his orbs there, and then we can get that support that Path of Arca Goku gives here. We can be able to see how our Goten and Trunks gets in terms of support here. Yep, we dodged the attack. We're also providing that extra support by just dodging here. 55 million. Yeah, I like these units. This Gohan and Gohan, Goten, and Trunks looks really strong. I like them. And the additional there, yep. The fact that this is 55%. It's the beauty of things is that they have built-in additionals. Gohan is able to get crit chances off his super. So you don't have to worry too much. The only thing that these guys are going to be lacking a little bit is on the defensive side, since we saw that Gohan took a little bit extra damage that we would have liked. But overall, dude, I'm very content with just this 55% showcase video that we just did with these guys. They look really strong. So yeah, man, they look pretty cool. I like them. Of course, we can be able to make some decent changes here. Maybe changing the whole team to having like youth category characters would impact a little bit more for Gohan. So that way we can be able to see a lot more firepower coming in from the Goten and Trunks side. Since he does need a lot more youth category characters because of the extra attack power that he gets. However, if we do have more Hybrid Saiyans characters, we're going to get a little bit more defensive with them. Now, on Gohan's side of things, with just collecting that the 12 key spheres that we can be able to do with just collecting them, which by the way, we can be able to change all those key spheres by using the active skill for Gohan. We're going to be a lot more comfortable getting that extra defense, the extra damage reduction, and then he's going to be at a solid 58% damage reduction for the rest of the battle. So he overall, I like both of them. I would love to have some more like time with them so we can be able to see how both of these guys can perform, just the Goten and Trunks side of things and the Gohan side of things. But right now, I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing. They look really, really good at 55%. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of the Gohan and Goten and Trunks LR here. Pretty strong unit. They're very fun to use. They're gonna be very fun to be able to experiment. I got some shenanigans that we can do with like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, the physical one. The Super ECA for the Goten and Trunks as well. We got some things that we can do, right? So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. I appreciate you guys stopping by, and I'll see you guys all hopefully in the next video.